who felt they decide who to rule or who not to rule, who felt Nigeria belonged to them, who felt the rest tribes in Nigeria are mere subservient indigents that cannot lead this country except they decide. And this group of leaders are particularly from the north. And one of them just made a confession about the 1966 coup. But we are not here to talk about the 1966 coup. We are here to talk about the type of hypocrisy that is here in Nigeria. Now, sometime between 1993 and 1999, the North began to feel a fallout between them and their alliances with the Southwest. And they knew that if this fallout continue, the machinery with which they use to hold this country will be lost. Then came 1999, where we were supposed to have another republic. Now, in order to establish a new relationship with the Southwest, the North decided that, owing to what was done to the Yoruba people, accounting for the annulment of the June 12th election of 1993, it wasn't unwritten, but it was decided that, well, let's give the Yoruba people a time to rule. And that led to the election of General Obasanjo, who was taken away from the prison to rule this country. Now, the North felt that Obasanjo could be controlled. They forgot that he was a military officer in Agbada and somebody who understood the northern permutation very, very well. Well, like every other leader, he attempted the third term, which eventually didn't pass through. He had to hand over to the North because the North felt leading Nigeria was a tool that belonged to them, which led to the election of Yaradua. And Yaradua passed on, which led to the coming of Jonathan. Now, Jonathan was a rude awakening that the constitution cannot be manipulated. A manipulation of that event could have, culminated into a catastrophic event. I doubted if we're ready to manage what would have outcome. Thank God we had a president who said, no Nigerian blood is what his presidential ambition. We thank God for Jonathan. Now, fast forward to 2023, February 2023. An election was conducted, and a man came and said he wanted to change Nigeria from consumption to production, and everybody dismissed him that he was just an internet content creator. Fortunately, somehow, from internet, it was weaved into realism. And before they knew it, for the first time in the history of this country, I, Magnus Oraka, I took the pain of going around close to 12, 13 states in the north. Some states believed to have been called Muslim states. And I felt there was a man, they called Peter Obi, that endeared into the heart of everybody. And just like the need to annul the June 12th election, came the need to also take away the election won by Peter Obi. Because somebody filled with entitlement said it was his turn, Emilokon. And as Nigerians who like to joke with everything, it became a slogan for everybody, Emilokon, Awalokon. Here we are today with a country reduced to a mockery of its old glory. A country that prided itself as third most powerful economy in Nigeria to ranking close to 20th, or an abysmal. In fact, one cannot even begin to point that. But then, the point of making this video is this. In 1999, Nigerians came together and said, hey, we wronged the Yorubas for depriving them of their son of becoming the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, today is 2025. A northern leader who had once been the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria had come out to say that we have suffered the Igbos over a lie. My question is simple. Is it now appropriate to say it is time to Nigerians came together and also recompense or compensate the Igbos for the wrongdoing that was done to them? Is it okay so? And the wrongfulness done to the Igbos outweighs that done to the Yorubas. First, you made them suffer over a lie. They lost people over that lie. And as if that is not enough, many years after, over 50 years later, they brought somebody who is supposed to vie for the presidency of the election and allegedly to have won, and yet you deprive him to have won, and now nobody seems to care. You are talking about 2027 to extend that lie. I think Nigerians are daredevil, or these politicians are daredevil, who like to toy with experimenting the fragility of Nigeria, and therefore don't care whatever happens. For me, I think the elasticity that holds Nigeria as a nation is far outstretched. And I think, in all honesty, now it's time to think inward and drop our personal sentiments and personal agendas and grab the truth that we are offended the people from the Southeast. And it's time now to truly integrate them. And that can only be, perhaps, as a suggestion, to conduct a free and fair election and announce the outcome of that free and fair election. People who feel so entitled, that claim that it is their turn, should be put to shame. Nigeria does not belong to anybody who feels entitled. I can never support Tinubu. I never will. Because for me, he epitomizes what exactly is wrong with this country. We are in a state whereby truth no longer matters. Normalcy no longer matters. Doing things the correct way no longer matters.